Here we're going to talk about the existence of short-side power in the principal-agent relationship. So, there are a few things that we need to think about. The first is that the rent the agent receives each period is the reason why terminating the exchange is an effective threat for the principal. So what do we mean by that? We mean that the principal has the opportunity to threaten the agent to terminate the contract, because we looked at the termination probability, and we see that with that threat of termination, the agent does not want to lose the rent that they receive from the contract with the principal. Okay. Now, we use the term short-side power to describe the power that Patricia has over Armin. She can exercise this power over Armin because she is on the short side of a market that does not clear. Okay, so when we think about that, this not clearing, what are we saying there? Well, we're saying that in this model, the Bannerton model of how the principal-agent relationship works, where we have these principals and agents in the incomplete contract. When contracts are incomplete, the market does not clear, even when it is in equilibrium. So the Nash equilibrium that we found is one where there is a non-clearing market. Now, what does that mean here? It means that the quantity supplied of contracts does not equal the quantity demanded of contracts. There are more people like Armin who would like to have contracts where they would get the enforcement rent from a principal like Patricia, but they cannot get such a contract. They're unable to. So there is a non-clearing market in equilibrium in this market as a consequence of incompleteness of contracts. All right, now when that happens, this means that the principal is exerting short-side power. The people in the role of Patricia as principals are exerting short-side power over the agents, people like Armin. You remember from a previous chapter that we say that short-side power exists on the side of market where the number of desired transactions is least. So here, the principals are on the side of the market where the number of desired transactions is least. The agents, on the other hand, they are on the long side of the market. So, in equilibrium, the following conditions hold. Firstly, the threat of sanctions affects behavior. What this means is that Armin provides a shirt of higher quality than in the absence of Patricia's termination threat. So if Patricia did not threaten to terminate him, then Armin would not be providing a shirt of the same quality than in this case where she can terminate him. She's exercising power over him as a result. Now, what this means is that it's to the advantage of the person exercising power. So the person who has short-side power, they can use that power to the advantage of themselves. It's not to the advantage of the agent. Now, the relationship is also asymmetrical. Armin cannot get Patricia to act in a way beneficial to him by threatening her with termination. Why is this? Well, he is on the long side of the market. There are other agents like him, maybe Alice or another agent with the name A, who could replace him as an agent in the relationship with Patricia. So when we're thinking about that, we see that Patricia has short-side power over Armin. Armin does not have reciprocal power with respect to Patricia. What we see there is that there is asymmetry. Patricia has something that Armin does not. So in this principal-agent model, we also show the following. The exercise of power is also essential to the principal's strategy. What do we mean by that? Well, in a non-clearing market, we also see that this is essential to the principal's exercise of power. What we say there is that the principal is exercising power as a consequence of being on the short side of the market in this non-clearing market. And that's crucial to their ability to get Armin to increase the quality that Armin provides. Why? Because in the case where Patricia did not have that power over him, Armin would be providing lower quality. So the result of the principal's actions, along with other actors in the market, all acting independently, so other people in the role of principal, other people in the role of agent, this is a Nash equilibrium. And the market does not clear at the Nash equilibrium like we've already said. Because the market does not clear, we have this opportunity for people in the role of principal to exercise power over people in the role of agent. Remembering too that those people in the role of principal are on the short side because they desire fewer transactions than people on the long side. Some people, like Armin, are able to get a contract. Those who do get an enforcement rent. The other potential agents who would like a contract, they are at their fallback positions, like Armin would be if he were terminated. So, what this means is that where contracts are incomplete, the exercise of power in markets that do not clear occur, and these are not the result of government policies, and occur in markets with unlimited competition. So what are we saying here? Typically when people think of the idea of non-clearing markets, they think of prices that are out of equilibrium, like we discussed in an earlier chapter, in chapter 9. But here we have an equilibrium price-quality combination where we have a non-clearing market. This is occurring as a consequence of incomplete contracts, not government intervention, not government policies, and not imperfect competition. This is even happening in markets with unlimited competition. Now, none of this would be possible if markets cleared. So if markets were able to clear in a market with incomplete contracts, then we would not have the exercise of power, we would not have the enforcement rent, and we would not have principals being on the short side and agents being on the long side. This is all happening because of the incompleteness of contracts and markets not clearing as a result of the incompleteness of contracts. Now remember, this intuition is the same idea you should have if you go back to thinking about external effects from other sections in the book. With external effects, you have non-contractable costs or benefits that affect either the parties themselves in the exchange or other parties entirely. As a result, you're going to get both inefficient and often non-clearing markets.